Okay, so may I have your attention, please? My name is Riku, the organizer of this party, Kyron's party. Kyron, I first met you at Raindance Immersive last year in June. When you said, "Can I take your photo?" Actually, that was the first thing you told me. I was a little scared because I didn't know that VR photographers existed. But after meeting you at Raindance performance for 5 times, we became friends. And since then, my life in VR chat has changed completely. You took me to so many new places and shown how great the outside world was. I feel like I've met so many people that an average person would meet in 50 years in 1 year, and opened countless new doors for me. I won't say I do anything, but I would do just about anything for you.
Hello, my name is Karen, and I am a VR photographer from the Netherlands. And I am excited to work with this magnificent team to make this wonderful documentary. You know, VR chat is, a very interesting place. It's so interesting, like, that there's a lot of really creative minds here in VR chat. So the things that I really do like to capture are those wonderful projects that people do. For example, a band on stage, a singer, or maybe, pianist, or maybe another musical artist. But also people who create beautiful worlds in VR chat. And it's such an interesting thing, because normally you would have to fly an airplane or travel by car to actually visit those places, and now you can actually just put on your headset and you can experience them here in VR. I mean, it's unprecedented, because this is actually the only place where you can, experience such a really nice experience. I started wanting to do something myself, like picking up a camera and started photographing.
Can I take your photo?
こんにちは。どうしてですか？
私は、オフィシャルフィケットアンバサダー、カイルンです。
はい。
And I'm taking photos right now.
はい。
Can I take your photo? きれい。きれい。シンラでしょ？ありがとうございます。Well, we still have 14 minutes left. Where should I go? I need to find some people to take photos of. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Have a good time. Have a good time. Can I take your photo? Can I take your photo? Can I take your photo? So let's see if we can actually find more people. Hi, 皆さん、ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
またね。Shall I take a nice photo of you as well? Isn't she cute?
And artistically, I didn't think I had a lot of skills. I have never been a photographer in real life. So for me, taking photos in VR has been kind of a way to learn that skill.
Yeah, this couple was having a date during VCAT summer last year.
Look at the wall.
Look at the little matching brooches. And the little finger heart. And this is Rumia during Taiko Takebidaram. We all do want to take a photo in the end.
As a young man, I was already quite involved with Japanese culture, starting with AnimeCon, for example. I organized AnimeCon for over 20 years, and to explain AnimeCon a little bit, AnimeCon is like a big Japanese pop culture festival. It features anime, manga, games, cosplay, you name it. And we had a big troop of people actually performing at our live festival. And they performed during our real life festival over there, while being in VR. So it was all being live. I genuinely got a genuine interest after looking that. And it's also my friend Shell.
Yes.
I've never really mentioned Shell before, but Shell is one of my buddies that I've known him for 25 years. He was kind of nagging me about, like, hey, you should come to VR. Come to VR. And he was like nagging me until one day I decided, like, okay, my birthday is soon. I'm gonna buy a VR headset. So I bought a Quest 2 and I logged in. Oh boy, I was quite surprised what I found out. Really, pretty much I didn't quite expect a lot from it really at first, you know. And then my friend Shell brought me to SLT. It's an open microphone stage, and it's being run every Saturday, Japanese evening. I mean, you got world creators there, you got event organizers there, you got musicians, bands, all kinds of really amazing people. And I never really imagined that there was such a creative community, especially after seeing, you know, all those YouTube movies with people just strolling with each other and, you know, people dwelling in front of mirrors. And there's just an entirely different side to VR chat that I found there, which is pretty much very artistically, and it features pretty much a lot of these wonderful artists from Japan.
ハイライトビートされて away 夢にいるような離れ落ちた二つ星さらいまた小さに somehow それせないのは魅力的な君のせい全てが終わるその時まで切なの二人だからいっそ高く登ってみる I will show you the way shine
ありがとう。
ありがとうございます。はい。あ、なるほどね。そうだよ
SLT
ね。
のよくぞ。
あ、はい。よろしくお願いします。あ、すごい。なんか歓迎されている。嬉しい。ありがとうございます。
Welcome to
お
SLT。
邪魔します。そっかそっか。
こんな感じでリスナーが増えてきます。
結構グローバルなんだね。なるほどね。
そう。
え
ね、オランダ。
はい、私はオランダ人です。
ー。わ
はい
ー、すごい。
うんうんうんうんうん。
結構海外アーティストさんも多いのかな。
日本語、難しい。
あ、難しい。いや、
はいはい
難しい難しい。
So I
海
use
外
a
の人もいる
translator.
ね。あ、そうそう。トランスレーターがあるよ、上にって。
My Japanese capabilities are like 60%, so I can, in listening ability, so I can understand about 60% of what people are saying. So I'm usually, when I try to say something, I would try to write it down or maybe use the chat box above my head to write things down. And it's also, I think, one of the main reasons why I actually picked up a camera. So I could actually convey and communicate with people by just taking a very nice photo of people and giving it to them. And the first year and a half, I was just basically a mute in the Japanese community because I couldn't quite. I know some basic terms like konnichiwa, konbanwa, genki desu ka, and you know the basic things that you pick up. But I think with the coming of all these wonderful translators who can just project everything what you say like above your head, it makes life a lot easier. I mean, you can actually hold a decent conversation now. So for me, that fills in the little gap, the 40% that I'm missing. So I can actually hold a decent conversation now with people.
はい、please stand up everyone. よろしくお願いします。シャチホコは想像上の生き物です。頭の形は竜か虎です。
想像上の生き物です。
Well, Hayab represents the will for Japanese people to actually wanting to interact with the outside world. I know a lot of Japanese people struggle with the English language, and it's kind of like a very huge barrier for them. But it's the other way around as well. A lot of international people are interested in Japan, the language. That's where Haya comes in. She teaches English, but around the same time, she learns English as well.
When I first started VR chat, the first person who I became friends with was someone from Korea who could speak Japanese. That sparked my interest in language learning, and I started studying Korean. Later, I wanted to learn more languages, so I began studying English and Chinese as well. Yeah, little by little. Don't think too much, okay? Learning, learning language is long journey. 諦めるな Never give up. 諦めないで We can do it. We can learn together, right? Never give up. Never give up.
Never give up.
ご勉強しましょう。Never give up.
I really find this cool that she made, created, and the little community that she runs. It's such an amazing community. Everybody's so friendly with each other, and this is actually a very playful manner to actually learn something from each other by using games.
Let's try. Let's speak Japanese. Let's try to speak Japanese. And we will role playing game at the restaurant. So we have to go over there. But before we go to restaurant, let me make teams. Like waitress team and customer team.
Do you accept cards? I mean, you do accept cards as well, right?
No, in Japan, only accept the cash.
I'll do the dishes. Where's the dishwasher?
Over there.
Oh, okay. I'll go. It's soup.
This is water. How can I say it? Water bottle.
A water bottle.
The language barrier is often a huge challenge. I felt the same way when I couldn't speak English. VRChat has become one of the wonderful tools for language learning. Thanks to gathering the courage to start talking to people, I was able to make friends from different countries, learn to speak various languages, and my world has expanded. Give me your money.
You can have
Give me
this.
the money.
You can have this.
Coffee.
No, it's my money.
I'll marry you if you give me money.
Me too. So answer is sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah.
What is your oldest memory with me together that you still remember?
Sorry, actually, I don't remember. I asked Kyle too, but neither of us remember.
We've known each other for so long, really.
That was my answer. Yes, maybe like 2 years ago.
Might be.
So maybe, yeah, we met with Seru, I think, and we met
it might be
in
Shell, right?
some
My buddy
event.
Shell. Yeah.
I think so, but
Okay, welcome to We Are Japan Tours, and thank you for coming today. Let's do some introductions, yeah. Okay, my name is Sheena Bob, and I will be your guide today.
VR Japan Tours is a fantastic place to immerse yourself in the wonders of Japan. The friendly volunteer staff are eager to share their knowledge about the country's rich culture, customs, and traditions.
In Japan, the New Year is an extremely special occasion. There are many traditional customs, such as taking a 3-day holiday, spending time with family, visiting shrines, and eating special dishes. Today, I will introduce one of these customs in detail, the food that makes Japanese New Year special. So, what wish does shrimp represent?
What wish?
Shrimp?
To live a long life?
How do you think? How do you all think?
Wait.
The answer
Based off that reaction,
is
seems like it's correct.
long life. Yes, you're right.
Good job.
from a young age, I was quite interested in the Japanese culture, the way, the traditions, the way how people react or respond to things, their customs. It's also fascinating because it's like a total different. It's totally different from what you see here in Europe and also in the US.
Okay, thank you very much.
I truly would love to visit Japan one day. I'm sure to have a lot of friends to visit if I go to Japan. That's for sure. With all the friends that I made in VRChat. I've been very close before, but sadly some things kind of stopped me in life. Like for example, a COVID crisis. I was almost there, but it's definitely on my wish list. I've been wanting to go for 20 years. Sadly, yeah. Well, I always have something stopping me. So maybe next year. Let's hope so.
Kono kasou sekai ni wa mada nani mo nai. Asa mo yoru mo, taiyou mo tsuki mo, haru mo natsu mo aki mo fuyu mo nai. 記憶が詰まった日本の刀、獅子王が一振りあるだけ。さあ、これまでが詰まった一振りからこれからを始めよう。刀が過ごしてきた四季折々がこれから芽吹く。春夏秋冬、刀が巡った四季、分かれて二十四節気、さらに分かれて七十二候、共に巡ろう。ここがど真ん中だ。龍が天に昇る季節、始まるは春。桜は淡い色も麗しく、散りゆく姿は風情とし、咲くも散るも情緒の花。行く春や鳥なき魚の目は涙。歌えよ歌人、前や舞人、酒や花。そう、春はうらら。
Mention a dancer in the Japanese community, and all the people will point to Yokami. As one of the greatest dancers that has ever graced VRChat, he has taught many of the now famous VRChat dancers. With his fine choreographed dances, he still continues to inspire many others.
そうですね。一番私の中で有名なもの、ポピュラーなものというと、やはり VR ダンスの世界チャンピオンだと認識されている方々が多いですね。そして演劇の面ではベネツィア国際映画祭プレミアムピサド道路最優秀短編賞受賞、そういった部分でありますが、個人的にはそうだな、それこそイギリスロンドン国際映画祭レインダンスの方でノミネートをいただいた白向く世界剣舞四季、そちらが私にとって大きな成果ではないかと思っています。私はなぜ VR チャットで踊ったかというのを少し深く話をするならば、 VR チャットに来たのは8年ほど前。その時には先天性の障害というのがあって、実は、車椅子で生活をしていました。言うなれば左半身麻痺、左半身系麻痺という状態です。なので左手とか左足が動かない体の障害を持ったまま何かしたいなと思っていたんです。演劇ができなくなって、もちろん古武術も使えなくなった上で何ができるかなと思っていた時に VR に出会うことがあって、その中で VR の中で踊る人を見て自分も踊りたいなと思って右手一本で踊り始めました。でもそうこうしてるうちに VR の中はすごくVR の中はすごく楽しいので、左も動かしたくて必死にリハビリをしました。そうすると今みたいにほぼ全部動いていますよね。この通り動くようにはなりました。ただまだ回復の度合いは 50% ほどです。
I'm Sheena Baobab。VR チャットでは主に VR ジャパンツアーズのナビゲーターとして、また
ジャズシンガーとして活動しています。Hi, Karen.
Hello, Sheena. Good morning. Hello.
About 12 hours we spent from last night.
Oh, man, you tell me.
I get up about.
You just woke up, right? I only slept for 4 hours, so 3 hours. It's now 6:30 a.m.
You all have some teeth, got some magical touch. Long ago, a princess Cherries, I take hold my love blue, magic of the blue. Color shift around for you. No need to cast a spell. Blue it turned to violet. Did you see? Did you fall in love with Marble Blue? Here you are. Hope some more. This is Marble Blue. Here you are. Hope some more. This is my love blue.
When I first started VOC, I met a Dutch person. He's Sheo-san. And he introduced me to Karen.
When I first heard her sing, I was like, whoa, who is that? And I come from a background where I never really hear a lot of jazz music. So hearing her, somebody sing jazz on a stage, and later on with her band members as well, it blew me away. And
I mean, for me personally, that's the first thing that I actually noticed when I first met you, that you were actually speaking English to me. And I think it totally left me like speechless back in those days, like during SLT. Like you were talking English, like, huh? Wait, people do actually speak English?
I think slowly she got to interact with more of the international community, starting to bring out her passion for music and her passion for jazz all across the international community instead of, staying to Japan.
As a Japanese person, there is language barrier, but I believe that music has no barriers. In fact, many foreigners have said that even though they don't understand the Japanese lyrics, they enjoy the music because it's good. You kawaii. 確かに。
ほら見つめて catch me 咲いてる富士フィルムサイでうずめく思いは夜に覚めない夜はこれからの日の聞こえるたびに君のそばでいつまでも感じる二人は最後にさせてくれた
Cinematic Neon Club is interesting. During around VCAT, I started actually doing videography as well. So I started around filming things in VRChat and like making movies for concerts and performances. I started recording for Cinematic Neon Club as well and became an official member for them for their production team.
実はですね、私たち、3人でやってるんですけど、カメラマンとしてね、あそこにいらっしゃるカエルンが、チームのメンバーの一人なんです。で、今日はですね、カエルンの撮影、カエルンフューチャーの撮影が入っていて、なのでカエルンが今日は主役なのです。カエルン。
I think it truly shows the power of what you can do with virtual reality because it's a really an international combination right now. And those people are in Japan and I'm in the Netherlands. And it's really nice. How do you call it? cooperation between each other.
For me, the Japanese scene currently is the highest you can get performance-wise in VR chat. And
VR chat,
I would love to see you perform on that stage.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
There's so many events going on in the Japanese scene. There's like 10 different events going on at the same time during Japanese prime time. These crazy experiences that you only can experience in this kind of platform. And I think it's often overlooked by a lot of people.
And let me tell you a little bit about Chimo. I found Chimo in a club once. She was singing on, the corner of a street. And I was like, yes, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to throw you on the stage where a lot of people watch. And basically, that's how we went from stage to stage to stage until she became very popular, until she reached the SLT stage. And I think I've never cried my eyes out so much when she was on that final stage. Oh, Opkan! But she's a very lovely person. I met her a couple of times. So Milia, one of my friends, Milia, Animal Base. These are actually friends of mine as well. Oh, and here, special. This is a Mocha. And, what to tell about the Mocha? They're one of the most popular bands in VR chat, pretty much. And, wow, what to tell? There's not a lot to tell. They're just the best, I think. They're best. Mm-hmm.
シグナル導いてよシューティングスター
私がモカハマったきっかけの曲だよ。
私たちは VR ミュージックデュオアモカと申します。ボーカルのアイポです。そして
同じくアモカのボーカルのモイさんです。
よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
Amoka plays a very, very important role in the Japanese musical VR scene. For me as a cameraman, it's just always such a joy to capture these two on my camera. Even if it's making a photo or filming it, it's such a pleasure because they know they're pretty much stars. They know how to move on the stage. They choreograph everything. They practice everything. They kind of popularize how music is being played in VR chat, at least in the Japanese community.
昔から最初はね、日本の人たちに向けてライブをやっていたんですけれども、やはりレインダンスであったりとかがきっかけで、もっと日本以外の国の人たちにアモカのことを知ってもらえたり、
我々も こう音楽を通じて、日本だけじゃない、たくさんの方とコミュニケーションをとっている、感じです。先ほどアイポが言ったみたいにレインダンスフィルムフェスティバルみたいなイベントをきっかけにたくさんの国の方々とつながって、こうやってこのインタビューもそうですよね。なんで
これ自体もね、
そういろいろこうそうですね。なんでもう今国を問わず VR の世界を使ってさまざまな方とコミュニケーションを取れるというふうな、一つのね。
Aipo-san is a very international oriented person. She loves to speak English, so we often communicate in English with each other. We used to do it in Japanese, but nowadays we do it in English.
よく海外のお友達にもアイポの英語は上達したねと言われることが多くなりました。それはおそらく毎日私が VR チャットの中で日本以外の国のお友達と積極的におしゃべりしに行ったりとか。
僕はあまり英語とかが得意ではないだけど、いつもそんな中でもカイルンはすごく丁寧にゆっくりお話をしてくれたりとか、とすごい親切にしてくれるんですね。なんで自分にとってもう本当にとても大事な友人だと思っています。
To me and other musicians, he feels like kind of breeze of fresh information from overseas.
カエルンはすごく優しくて、私はそのカエルンのね人柄も大好きで、いろんな悩み事だったりとか、何か困ったこと悲しいことがあった時に個人的にカエルンにお話をしたこともあったり、すごく友人としてもすごくいい関係を築けられていると思います。いつもありがとうカエルン。
Kaelun is a genius at creating smiles for many people through his bright character and photos. Through him, I have made many new connections, and I believe that in a different way from our community. He is acting as a bridge between the people of Japan and the people of the West.
Oh, Kaelun! We love you. We love you, Kaelun.
Yeah, I love you too, Haya. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, visionaries, creators, musicians, organizer, friends, thank you all for gathering here today to celebrate my birthday. I am not very good at speaking in front of a big audience. And it's one of the main reasons why I'm behind the camera and not usually standing in front of it. So my apologies in advance for making mistakes. So I am now entering my 4th year in VRChat. And, I never imagined that I would meet so many amazing people from all over the world. And it's all of you that keeps me going. And I really want to thank you all for the amazing things that you all do. So let's all have a great party and amazing year. Thank you so much, everybody. We got Europeans, we got Americans, we got Japanese.
And I open camera.
一番バースデーっぽい人。本人みたいな人。
さんのお祝い。